we can collaborate with you, your initiative and the campaign.
Definitely, definitely. That would be
Yeah.
great. It would be honored. So please reach out to me. You have my LinkedIn and my Facebook link. Else, I will type it on the chat. Please reach out to me, and I would definitely love to collaborate. And we want to take this as a global event because we are saving our planet at the end of the day. Whatever
Thank
little
you.
bit we are doing it because they say, right, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean, and we are all that little drops trying to make that mighty ocean to save our planet.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Great, great to have you here. Thank you for
Thank
joining,
you.
and blessings to Sister Anita, who's really passionately driving this, and she's helping us in all the ways because I see the zeal and passion. I'm sure now more of us will join. We all together will do this great job. More hands will come because that's what is needed. Else, we are in the burning state at the moment. Great. Dr. Kin, you would like to go about sharing something?
Once again, I'm just now it's better.
You just wait for people to join. I'm sure they'll join. I've already started the recording, so we could start talking about what's happening in your place, brother, if you would like to share how this could be taken forward, how you would
Yes.
look at people collaborating. Please let us know.
So yeah. Uh, sorry. Can I just leave and get back because the sound's not too good.
Sure, please,
Yes.
please. You're on mute, sister.
Hello? Yeah, I was going to ask if you were still there because it went all blank. But yes,
Oh, yes, yes, I'm here.
Now it's better.
Yes, 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 brother. Please go ahead sharing. I see you're in a very hot place. It must be mid-afternoon for you.
Yes, it's about 4 p.m. I
Okay.
just we were in a fair, Mother's Day fair for we have a mattress company, and we were selling mattresses. Then I just rushed. I've seen the time and I say, oh, it's time for the meeting. So I rushed to the car.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So yes, I was inspired by my sister Anita. Then my team and I and her, with her blessing, we've also the Queen Nadia is the matron of He and She Champions. So then we are thinking and about what type of collaboration we need to spread both your campaign and our campaign for to help how do you say Mother Earth.
Yes.
So then Anita suggested me to join to ask you if we can collaborate together so we can make a blast around the world saving Mother Earth. So the World Green Champion is a bit of planting trees because we have lots of different stations, saving animal, endangered animal, and then motivating people for urban farming
Yes.
because there are lots of pesticide My little brother just got food poisoning with a chemical in vegetables. So that's why, due to this, I've took the decision to motivate people for urban farming. At least if you could we could plant many stuff such as bell pepper, etc. uh, Even if we are in an apartment, we can have like vertical farming, or aquaponic. We have an aquarium. We can put plant growing up. So yes, with you guys, the sisterhood of G100, and this vast networking, why not to join together? And hi, Anu.
Hi,
uh,
Anu. Hi, Shri
to-
Vidya. Yeah, please go ahead,
Hi,
brother.
Sister Kalyani. I'm outside, and but yeah, I am part of the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. So we have brother from Mauritius. He's saying how we can start farming at home or growing plants organically at home. He was talking about the vertical garden. He was talking about aquarium. What is that brother called? As I did not get the term. I'm sorry. I've
uh,
seen that
uh, yeah, it's called aquaponic.
Aquaponics,
Aquaponic.
yes.
aquaponic.
Hydroponics,
Yeah.
is it similar to that?
No, hydroponic is lots of chemical. It's
Okay.
the roots are in the air, and then there are spraying system to help the vegetable or the plant to grow. If you will take a plant from who have grown in the soil, and a plant who have grown in hydroponic, it's different. I know it more explanation in French. In English, it's
Oh,
not too good. So in hydroponic, if you will eat, for example, a, a a cherry tomato from the hydroponic, it's the taste is better. It's more you will see more fresh, very good taste, a pronounce of taste of the tomato. But if you take the same tomato grown in the soil, the taste it's better, but it's not like fresh, like the hydroponic. But you will feel the love of the connection with with the earth while eating it. And aquaponic, I've experienced it with a friend who has one of the biggest aquaponic agriculture in Mauritius. There are carp kois in in the basin, and then there are strawberries, many types of plants and vegetable. This was amazing. So you have organic fertilizers by the fish and the microorganism. Then you have the fruit, the lettuce. The lettuce normally it's about like this of size, but in aquaponic it's the double of
Got
size.
it.
oh.
Yeah, the
Somehow
taste
here in India, it's been projected, hydroponics as something which is chemical free. We have players here who sell hydroponic greens, and I do agree they taste absolutely fabulous. They taste really fresh. But we've
yes.
always been told that some of these hydroponic farmers who do this, it's all chemical free. So now that brings about a big question if you're
Yes.
claiming that hydroponics is not chemical free, contrary to the popular belief here.
So uh, yeah, so it's depend, because there are many types of agriculture. There are many types of people. Just some people have the the whole hydroponic system with the watering system, etc. Because there are here in Mauritius, we just started to we just seen it. at a friend's place, hydroponic system with windmills. So because there is a timer, etc., to inject fertilizer and all. So it's depend on what they are doing. Some may they are, how do you say, moringa leaf.
Yeah. Yes.
They just
It's
have
the
to let,
drumstick. Yeah.
yeah, they just have to leave it in water and how do you say it, let it rot in the water. It's one of the best organic fertilizer that we can have. Some here they do those organic farmers, they just have the same thing of the how do you say, the hydroponic, but with the organic way. Yeah, and then they use more bio stuff, but three quarter of those farmers are just with chemical, because
Okay.
it's twice you got twice more, how do you say, uh in French it's a le rendement, uh they are more profitable, they get more vegetables, more stuff. So whereas in organic you have many stuff, it's less but more expensive but more work.
Get it. Get it.
Yeah.
Yes. Sister is she there? She's out, I think. Srividya, are you there?
I'm there. I'm there.
Okay, I couldn't see you. Uh, while he was telling about the Muringai and other stuff, it just flashed to me. Probably what they're calling as aquaponics in Mauritius or in Africa, it's called as hydroponics in India, and it's been
Perhaps.
portrayed and done that way. I felt that because definitely what they are showing in India with respect to what the leaf, the vegetation growth, the fruits are grown, it looks really chemical free. So my feeling is it's just the nomenclature that is varying. Otherwise, it's the same. So
Yes,
great.
from his
Thank
explanation, I completely agree with what you say, Sister Priya.
Great. Brother, today being a dedicated episode for mothers, how they can bring in this particular say no to single use plastic. Could you please share your experience and some tips to all the mothers who would watch this episode later? How they can encourage kids to say no to plastic, especially single use plastic? How mothers can go about increasing this awareness of going green and adopting more greener life for kids, how mothers can encourage it. Being in different parts of world, challenges are there, but some tips what you have learned, what you have come across.
So first of all, um, uh, our family is more in the yogic parampara. So we are more in sattvic food. So the first thing is to challenge your to channel, sorry, your kids and yourself to the yogic parampara, to the yogic system, to for a better lifestyle. First of all, we have to set ourselves carbon free, set ourselves in a system, and in a yogic system or a Ayurvedic system or homeopathy, to have to eat healthy first of all, so that how do you say, we reduce the plastic and all at home, and then to stop using have you give your kid a stainless or red copper straw at home. We do have it in India. There's a wonderful man who created stuff with bamboos, the brush, etc. So to encourage your kids at home, it's not only about the mother, it's about the grandparents, cousin, etc. It's not only the mother, because education first of all come from the family.
Correct.
Then the
Right.
fine tuning is our mom.
Yes.
What is wrong? She say, "Ah, beta, now you have to do it like this and like this." But education come from our surrounding. We
Yes.
have to learn, and yeah, stop using here at home. My sister, while going to school, she preferred to have a glass. How do you say? A bottle in glass or in red copper, because red copper is healthy. After 5 hours in the container, it's alkaline water. So she
Yes.
preferred this. That is more healthy. So to go. I don't say we don't have to eat golgappas and pav bhaji at the street food, but we have to encourage more the healthy system. This is first of all at home, and then such as we don't have to buy Lay's or what are the chips in the supermarket. We just have to change it through veggies or uh, things like this, because it's more healthy. With a healthy living, we can change the world to be carbon free. But without a healthy living, we can't change it.
Correct. Correct. Totally agree. Totally agree. Great. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. We have so many of our sisters who have joined. So I'll go in order, talking from my left. I have Sister Patience, but warm welcome to all the other sisters who have joined. And it feels so good that we together are going to work towards a common cause of saving our planet, making it more green. And I personally, I have shared this with Sister Anita, who's joined too, and I've shared it with many other women. It is mothers who teach cleanliness at home. Okay, more to say, it is mothers who instill that clean habits. Okay, you wake up, you do this, you do this, you do this. Right from potty training, it's from mothers who teach us everything. And we as women, as mothers, if we get into cleaning our own planet, I'm sure we will achieve a solution for this climate crisis that we are all facing. And the biggest issue that we are facing right now is because there's no gender equality in doing this, we are still struggling. Probably, if we all give our share, our bit of action to this, we will save our planet because it's our planet. It's not the job of government. It's not the job just of UN or some top dignitaries. It is all of our job. So we are here to discuss about this in this particular open panel discussion. So over to Sister Patience, who will go about talking, and then we will move to Sister Anu and there on in their forth. Yeah. So, Sister Patience.
Sure. Thank you so much for welcoming me to this panel, Sister Kalyani, for your work with Dr. Anita as well. Divesh, that was amazing what you shared and everything you are doing in Mauritius and also with the sisters in G100. I think for myself, as a mother, so I'm a mother of 3 boys, and I feel that for myself, the idea of creating a culture in the house has been really important in terms of supporting my children to learn how to not only, I would say, how to reduce our carbon footprint. And this joined also my own business where I was retailing a product which were sustainable as well, and where I was also bringing all this into not only at home but also in my business and supporting people. So selling products like these where you can reuse things that you can reuse. So when you're going to work, instead of using one single-use cutleries, you can have your own cutleries that you have, coconut bowls and things like that. But another thing that I think Brother Divesh spoke about was he spoke about the food. And I think one thing that was important for me was to reduce waste in terms of food waste and to be able to reuse, to use everything that we had. I think at some point I became really um, outbroken by the fact that you cook some food and then the food stays and then it goes to waste and you're feeling like, oh, that's such a shame, but how can we reuse it? So then what happened is that there are supermarkets. I live in London, by the way, and there are supermarkets who have end of line products. So products that haven't been, so they're no longer fit to be on the shelves, but they're still edible and you can still reuse them. And what we started doing is we started repurposing everything. And as part of this, my son started volunteering in the farm next to our house. And in the farm, so we've been starting to get the products and actually use those products ourselves, make soup, make tarts, and in that way, he's been able to understand a little bit more about sustainability and the way to create a better if I can say culture, a better culture in our lives. And this really supported everything. So in going into that, we started to talk about reducing, obviously, our a single use of plastic and at school as well. Then once we went to a chain, which I'm not going to name here, but we went to this chain of restaurants. And my son quickly picked on the fact that they were actually promoting being non-single use of plastic, but using single use of plastic. And then he went on to writing a letter to this so-called chain to actually explain to them that where they said clearly in their messaging that they were against this, they were still using it. So I think it brought this sense of ownership into my children for them to then go out and also advocate for the earth by themselves without me having to do the work and them taking over. And I believe that most of us who are here, this is the message that is bringing us together so that we can have more ownership taken by other people and not just ourselves to really drive this message. So I will leave the platform to Sister Anu if you want to take over. So that was my take. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Patience. So, Sister Anu, please share your thoughts about say no
Actually,
to single-use plastic.
hello. First of all, hi Kalyani and hi Patience, my fellow G100 oneness and wisdom sister, and all of you sisters and brother. Divesh, he's my pal. So. Hi, actually, I just came here to listen, because I said I'm here. I want to learn from all of you. What is it that you're doing, which I'm not still doing, but since you asked, so just simple, where we are living right now. I mean, I feel like I'm really blessed that I'm living in a place like Barcelona, because, ever since, and I lived for about 25 years in US, in California, which is a very, sustainable, friendly state. And even then I found a diametrical difference here. I mean, there are about 5 or 6 garbage bins, and they just updated them. They just put new ones. I mean, I thought we were, losing, people. There's no money here, but they take it so seriously. They, garbage bins, they just renewed it. And, each of them, like again, we've got bottles, we've got paper, we've got plastic, and we've got regular, and we've got the organic. So, and I've got 5 in my house also, in my 5 bins, and so anybody comes, especially, if you're coming from, I hate to say this, but countries like America or countries where there's not awareness, I have to stop them. Please do, because I'm a little paranoid that way. So just because I really enjoy the fact that they have this many, they take it so seriously, and I do. And so that's one thing I can say. Another thing, just separate your garbage. And again, don't separate it. When you see garbage, you don't want to separate it. No. What you do is, when you see a paper, put it in that paper basket right away. Don't put them all in one junk and then try to separate. That's disgusting. So the word I would use is, don't separate your garbage, but put 5 or whatever bins and put them directly in that. So what I would say is, train ourselves and train the family to do that.
Sister is stuck, probably. Oh no. Okay, she's back.
Okay, I think I went out for a second, but I don't know how much you heard, but basically that's what I would say. Put your bins, and it doesn't need to be very big. Like, by the way, again, I told you I'm paranoid. I put really nice looking ones, like colorful. So that's a cool thing you can do. Okay. I'm an artist. I'm full of colors. So I said, I'm gonna put my garbage bins also there. Seriously, one is red, one is yellow, one is green.
I really love that you touched on the very sensitive point, because we are here talking with mothers and about mothers and kids. I think you have to take a session to all mothers and say, this is how you decorate so that your kids are attracted to do the things in a right way.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, and I'm an artist, so maybe it comes from there, but seriously, and you can put small ones, but they're all different colors, okay? So that's most important, and really cool looking, and, like that. So then, and easy to, you have to make it easy. Again, because they're in your house, you have to, washable, I mean, like something that you can wash, clean very easily. And I don't have plastic bags. I mean, I don't put them in plastic bags. I just put them directly in that. Like, the plastic goes directly in that box. There's no bag that goes in. And all my organic, they go in the organic plastic. Organic plastic. I shouldn't say that. Organic thing, and covers, which are available here. Again, I don't know where you're coming from. They may not be. Some are made with jute, some are made with banana skin or whatever. But I go specifically, and I get those. So like, all my organic goes into the organic bag and just goes directly. So there is no plastic bag, because that used to happen in California, by the way. You can think you're organic, but it's going into a plastic bag, so it's not doing anything. So all those little things, and then paper goes directly into the bin. So then you just take the bin and put it, so like that. So otherwise, yeah, I mean, otherwise, there's a lot of things you can get into, but I guess this is the best thing I would suggest. So
awesome. Thank you, sister. Great. Looking for more updates from you, and we got to share this more on social media and educate more people to do this. Thank you, sister. So moving on to sister Donika, post that with sister Prasanta. Let's go ahead with them next. Please share your thoughts about today's topic of saying no to single-use plastic as mothers, how you would advise, how you would, or what is the best practices that you're following right now?
Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Thank you for having this panel today. And this is a very touchy subject. First of all, I'm a mother and I am a teacher. I'm a science teacher, and I've been talking for this subject at all time because it's a lifestyle and is a choice. Then when you plant the great seeds for that, they go and learn. So what I use in the classroom, because we know the world is all polluted, and that carbon dioxide is not, can suffocate everything from plants to us to environment. So for the kids to understand how important it is, it's like I tell them all the time, we have to be aware of what we need and how much we use. Because if it's not necessary, you don't have to waste, because that waste is going to create pollution and carbon footprint. So in the classroom, we reuse the papers. If it's one piece of paper, then we use. I tell them to flip in the back and to use it. And sometimes we have done project many times. We make our own paper, and starting from the blender for them to see how long it takes for them to make a piece of paper. And the importance of that is where they come, because we destroy trees and the forest to make the papers and the books. So they understand the core meaning of that. When you don't use something with awareness and be compassionate about that, then the outcomes of there is going hurt something else. Plastic bottles, paper plate, I am against that. I never use in my house. I said, if you have two hands, you can use the plate and the dishes to wash it. So is a choice, starting with that. With the other thing we do, we just go and clean around the neighborhood because it's important. And I say, what can we pick up? Anything then you think is going to hurt the planet, is going to hurt the playground where you walk. So they have to be aware of, you are responsible of everything that you throw down. Maybe it's not you, are your parents, are your friends. So when we create that frame of mind that we have to be responsible for our choices. Clothes, I always say, you have the best clothes, nice shoes, and even if you don't have it, if you can afford it, then ask somebody else to give it to you. Because people in America, oh my God, I am from Albania. I never have seen the need to buy so much, and they are not used. But what they do, they throw away. And it's like, that is another thing, because what they are going in the landfill, and the landfill, when that carbon dioxide and everything happen, is going to pollute the air. If you can drive the car, if you drive the car, park it after work, or ride the bike, or take walk. If the shop is close to you, just walk. So there are many things. In garden, I always say, the leftovers, don't throw, separate it. We do in the classroom, actually, because we had a garden. We built a garden. Me as a science teacher did a project, and we did oh my God, water. I can remember right now, but we built a garden and we created this system for the water to come in there. So we plant the seeds ourselves, we pick the weeds, and after the vegetables grow, we used to have lunches in our own school. They saw how important it is, so we took the leftover and we just God, the word is not decomposing of that. So we use organic for the classroom. So if you start doing, it's not just talking, but we learn by example. If you teach the kids how to do it, they're going to remember, and they go and share with others. They go home and, oh my God, we learned this today. So when you teach your children at home, when you teach the students in school, when you teach your spouse and your family, this is a ripple effect. Anything new that we learn is going to spread. But if we don't bring awareness, and we're like, it's not my job to clean, oh, I'm just, the easy way is just go throw in the bin, is Sister Nu said first, hey, if you can make it fun, 5 beans with colors, it is so important because what we can reuse this piece of papers again and again and again, and and create something new out of the old because it's old. It is not then it doesn't function. Reuse that, recycle, and reduce. When we do these 3 R's, it is very important because it changes our life, the life of the planet, and our surroundings. We can't kill the earth, then it feeding us. We have to be careful from the trees, from the garden, from the air, from the riding, from the building. We're building and building and building bigger and better, we think. And it's not like that. It's like use what you have, be aware. And food, don't buy more than you can chew, buy as you need it and not to waste the rest of that. So this is what I want to share, and I'm advocate for that, and I am sensitive to that. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sister. That's amazing. I mean, the impact you're creating as a teacher and students, I think that has to be cascaded to everybody and people should learn. I'm not saying they're not doing, people are doing it in their own way. But making paper, that's a very sensitive thing. That is like instilling in kids' head that we shouldn't waste paper. That's amazing. And growing vegetables with whatever is left over, that's very inspiring. I love that. Thank you so much, sister. Over to Sister
Thank you.
Prashanta.
Hello, thank you for the invitation. I live in Norway, and here in Norway, we're very good with our waste actually. We already have to do it at home. Paper is separated, plastics, and then all the things that we cannot identify in one, and of course, vegetable waste. But I have gone a little step further, which is basically I also when I go to the shops, it's plastic. All our bags are plastic. So I have taken some of my really old saris that I no longer use and made little bags, and I use them to put the vegetables in when I
Wow.
weigh them and all of that. And of course, I use, you know, my own bags that I've stitched, and my kids do it. I all the paper at home as much as possible. I try to recycle it so the kids get to make cards for projects and things like that. We sell them and then we donate the money to some charity or another. Um, but what I believe also in this journey of trying to um, change my habits, for being more economic, environmentally friendly in my habits, I need to have my children tell me. They are my teachers in this journey because they know much, much more, surprisingly, than what I know. So if I sometimes I'm a little bit lazy and I decide, who cares? And I take a milk bottle and I don't wash it and I put it in the paper bag. My daughter picks it up and says, no, we need to wash it before, dry it, and then put it in. And I said, that's such a process. And she would do it anyway because that's what she's been trained by schools. Like Donika said, that's what they're trained in schools and so on. And the same thing, I have this policy where I say, when we go out to buy anything, whether it is food or whether it is a new dress, I say want versus need. Do you need it or do you want it? So be sure, be aware of what you want. And that starts from when you're very young. Um, and I've started a project with another a Norwegian designer where we actually want to repurpose our saris that are here. I'm a great. Unfortunately, you see, I can't follow my own policy. Need versus want. I want saris. I love my handlooms, so I have a lot of handloom saris, but there's no opportunity to wear them here as much. I may them wear them once or twice, and then they're in the cupboard. So now we've started a project, which is an art project actually, where we want to show what we can actually do with these saris. They can be repurposed and you can use them again. Those which you have of sentimental value, even, for example. So there's a lot of like small projects that always go on in the home front, I feel. And I think this is great that we are discussing it in a larger forum, because that gives us an opportunity to see what we can do on a larger scale, you know, because I think that's what's important. We all do our little drop and we don't see any effect of it, because we are still depending, as you said at the very beginning, we are still depending on the government or policymakers to tell us the right way. And and I think that and that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. I feel that uh, we have to somehow get the industries also a part of this, you know, to say that, okay, um, whenever I buy something, for example, I always ask, so where is it made? How much, you know, how much did the worker get? Did he get a fair price for the job, for the, you know, the product that he has produced or she has produced? And these things, I think it's so important for us to think long term sustainability and not just short term like right now. So we need to question our industries. We need to say, when I buy a product, whether it's my phone or whatever, I need to ask, so how is this made? What's going into it? How many chemicals have been used? And if I don't, as a consumer, question the industry, they'll continue to follow the same way. They're dependent on it. You know that I love the saying, the customer is always right. So we are the customers. We need to put the demands on how we want our environment to be. We only do the little drops at home. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, sister. That's amazing. I love that because this is something that I'm passionately driving right now. I know many of us use denim, and I am like, denim is one of the materials that causes so much of pollution to the environment. If it is manufactured in mass, it is definitely, but if it is handmade and it is taken with acute care, which is very expensive, then there is no problem. And I've been passionately trying to cascade this. Now my niece and my nephews have joined me. So this is very important. I think we have to rise up and start saying no to stuff which are actually carcinogenic to our environment. I love this, sister. Amazing. I want to move to Sister Srividya, Smita, and Sister Anita next because I'm following the order in which we all logged in. Some logged out, again logged in. So moving on to Sister Srividya, followed by Nishika.
Yeah, is that my turn? I'm sorry, I have not really followed much of the conversation, but I understand we're going to talk about avoiding single-use plastics. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. So there are a few steps that I have taken in the last few years, and I believe that we need to have smaller goals, attack each of the smaller goals, and then it becomes a habit. And it becomes a habit which is so ingrained, hard ingrained into you that you don't falter on it. So some of the very basic, simple steps that I have taken. One is most of us as a family, we tend to go to, restaurants to eat, picnics, etc. I see that many of the times, even including in my extended family, people forget to carry water, something as basic as water, and we end up buying water bottles. That was the first step that I tried to conquer. And whenever I travel with my family, when I say travel, it could be even stepping out for half an hour just to eat breakfast outside. I make sure that I carry a bottle of water. No matter where I go, whatever I do, I either carry a bottle of water, or if I feel that it's too much of an ask, it's too heavy to carry, I make sure to carry tumblers, steel tumblers. And wherever there's a water dispenser, I try to drink water from that and avoid using even those so-called paper cups without the coating of plastic. Because ultimately, when you're using paper, you're cutting down a tree somewhere. The second step that I have taken is I extensively talk a lot to my children and their friends whenever they come home about why and how we should reduce use of single plastics. So, like I said, water was the first thing. Of late, what we have decided is we would stop ordering from the likes of Swiggy or Zomato to the extent possible. It may not be totally possible to replace it. So, we make sure that if we want to grab a breakfast over a weekend, we head out to the nearest outlet, the joint, and what happens is they serve you in reusable cutlery, which is fundamentally stainless steel and stuff. So you're actually not using any sort of cutlery, plastics, or those even cardboard wraps in which the food is packed and sent. And then there's bags, etc. So many different things. There's a huge brown bag in which the entire food comes, etc. Uh, these are some very basic, simple steps that I have been taking. I want to implement this, and I always carry a bag with me in my handbag, no matter what, because I may suddenly remember that I have to buy some grocery, fruits, vegetables, etc. So, because even though they say officially plastic bags are banned, I see a lot of small format roadside retailers still using plastic bags because customers refuse to buy from them if they don't offer them a bag. And for them, it becomes a very expensive proposition to give them a cloth bag or some other kind of bag which is reusable. So these are some basic, simple steps that I have adopted. I want to now get into now this has become a habit. So I mean I can open my handbag right now and show you the bag that I am carrying if you do not mind. Sorry,
Yeah.
but I'm outside. I'll just show. So so I have I don't know. So I have this bag with me always. So it goes into my handbag. Uh, in addition to this, what I surely want to adopt is start carrying small containers and start shopping in outlets which sell loose pulses, loose rice in loose, sugar in loose, or any other kind of household kitchen essentials that one may need. That certainly is a great step in reducing single use of plastics. In addition to
Excellent.
this, yeah, so these are some very basic, simple steps that I have adopted. And whenever someone wants to start taking this path of reducing the single-use plastics, I suggest that you start adopting simple steps so that you feel that you're able to conquer it. The more larger and difficult goals you set for yourself and you're unable to conquer it, it only makes you probably not want to pursue that path.
True, true, very
And
true.
so that's just the small bits that I do at this point in time. And to whomever possible, I give them these simple steps. So it's not only related to plastic, even things like switching off lights, switching off fans, or if someone doesn't want a particular, like today I had been outside, a drink was served to them which they said they never ordered. I said, okay, all right, I'll take it because I don't want it to be wasted. So not always one can do that, but to the extent possible, try and avoid wasting, whether it's food,
True.
paper. So I reuse a lot of paper also. Even incorrect printouts taken. So I just scratch off one side and I use the other side to write something for following later. So plastic definitely is a big, issue. But even in other areas, I try to incorporate smaller steps. Like I said, saving electricity, saving water, those kind
Great.
of steps.
Great, great. That's amazing, sister. On this note, I just wanted to share this. I'm from Bangalore, and I don't know if this is followed in other cities in India. There's a big issue in multiplexes. You go for watching a movie out there. Yes, we all want to have fun time. Snacks we have to buy there. It's fine. They don't even allow us to carry water.
Yes, they don't allow, and I'm really peeved by this point because it's more of a business perspective. They want to make
Exactly,
money.
exactly. And they are encouraging bottles, that bottled water. They're not even giving
Yes,
1 liter bottles, they give that half-liter bottle.
yes,
Price is one major thing because half-liter bottle, what you get for 18 bucks outside, you got to pay 50 bucks inside. That's a little too much. Second main thing, that bottle, half-liter bottle, we have to waste that plastic over there. We are encouraging plastic over there. Something needs to be done over here. And as policy makers, G100 and Vicky, we have to rise up and voice out. This is something that I really want to take it up, because yesterday I was so irritated. They didn't allow us to carry water. They didn't allow us to carry snacks from outside. I had to go back and put them in the car. And I'm going with old people, and they're not comfortable eating over there. First thing for them is oil that's been heated over and over again. They are heart patients. They don't want that. Second thing is they are very, very concerned about the hygiene. Obviously, if people are, oh, they have seen cleaner days and they are seeing this polluted day, so they are very concerned. It was very difficult for me to convince them at home, at the same time people in the multiplex. It was really one challenge, because we've gone after 4 years. After the pandemic
It's a
stuff, we
huge
have gone
challenge.
after. Oh my God, that was a real challenge for me, and I really want to take this up. So thank you, sister. I'll definitely get back to you. Now over to Sister Smita, followed by Sister Anita and Nishita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sister, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Smita Ghosh from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Now, apart from being into education field, I'm a life skill trainer with a school here. Apart from being an activist and a psychologist by profession, very recently we have started a group in our state, that is Gujarat, for the city Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad Climate Change Action Forum, wherein we are planning to do a lot of challenges, whether it is for schools, for societies, or for different activities like for different clubs. So, how to do the audit for the schools? The major environmental or the carbon footprints which leaves is a school, where we will see in the parking lot before the children comes up, all the cars are on with the AC on, so that the child just comes from one box to another box, and that is their comfort zone. So we need to break that thing. This generation has become a box generation. They just know how to be in one box, and then they shift to another box. They like to go to a mall, gardens, they have not even seen, I suppose. They don't enjoy that. It's too hot. So, somewhere I think we need to change the mindset, and then the climate change will happen. So, what I'm doing is doing a lot of awareness for changing the mindset, getting to e-bikes, which we are doing. My daughter is using a e-bike nowadays, trying to have a carpool whenever we are going, or not using a car for small distance. Even to buy something, you don't have to take a car. You can walk, you can cycle there, or for smaller things. As Gujarat is very hot, so definitely after a certain time, you can't. But at least till the climate is fine till 9 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock, you can walk, you can take a cycle instead of taking out a car. So these are the small things through awareness we are trying to spread across, and we are targeting schools because we feel children, they are the influencers. If any child comes home, ki mom, we have to do this, 100% it will be taken care of. The parents are going to follow. If an adult going on telling awareness ki do this, don't use plastic, one day we will follow, and the very next day it just is taken out of the ear. But if a child is going to come and tell ki papa, have to do this, even the grandparents will agree. Even the
Very
old fashioned people will agree to that. So let's target this young generation. They are our torch bearers, and show them that if you're not going to be a part of this awareness drive, then it's your future which is at risk. So let's target this new generation. Let's get them together, and we can do wonders.
great, great. That's amazing, sister. What you shared is really very amazing. Like, Many people have not seen gardens. They have not worked over that. I do agree. I have seen a whole lot of kids like that. I mean, they feel like they're in some alien world as soon as you ask them to touch soil, as soon as you ask them to
Yes,
put their
yes,
hand in the mud. It's really, I can relate to it. I can relate to
yes,
it. And this education of not using vehicles for small distances, going ahead. Somewhere I feel not just the global warming that has caused this temperature inflation or hike or other stuff. We have also got into that comfort zone that we don't want to take even a little bit of heat.
exactly.
We have got into it. And now with the way I'm educating everybody, I'm with the Race to Zero team. I'm working passionately on sustainability and
Exactly.
going back to basics, our grandmother, grandfather's age, whatever they have done to reduce the heat, passionately educating people and teaching that.
Yes,
I feel myself this year I have not used AC at all. And I
great.
feel myself we can live without all that. Of course,
Exactly.
I'm from Bangalore, but we had the hottest ever climate so far. We've had the heaviest rainfall so far in May itself. Our house was
Yeah,
flooded with water. So these kind of stuff do happen, but we have to work out ways and see that we are
exactly.
environment friendly. Very true, very true. So
Yeah.
over to Sister Anita, followed by Sister Nishita, and then we have Sister Farana.
Okay. Hi. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can see me,
Yes,
my
beautiful
camera.
sister.
Oh, you can see. Okay, wonderful. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome. Oneness and Wisdom and Mentoring and Motivation, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Kalyani and Patience, representing Oneness and Wisdom. This is a really important topic, social cause, global cause for me. What I've been doing, and I just cut off my bathroom light because as the sister was talking, I said, "Oh, that bathroom light is on." So I'm trying to get in the habit of cutting off the lights where I am, when I'm not using them. I do like the secondhand. This is $1 I get from the secondhand store. I love vintage clothing. So that's one way that I reduce reducing my carbon footprint. I also enjoy walking. So if I'm not going to the store to get something heavy, then I instead of driving, that I'm going to walk because it's not that far. So what I'm doing is trying to learn health and do get the two blessings in one. One thing as an advocate though, I have in my mind, I guess maybe because um I can't speak for anyone else, but I because of what I do and what I've been doing for so long, I'm not only a consumer, but I'm a manufacturer per se. And I think that we need to come to understand. I know that we say, don't do the single, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. For me, I'm saying if we don't provide a solution to people like say, Devish earlier, he said the chips. If we don't provide solutions or alternatives or awareness for manufacturers to sustain a living, we're going to come up with another problem. This global warming thing is going to become secondary because people have got to thrive. People have got to eat. Those mothers that's preparing, maybe preparing the food or going out to work, and the mom and the dad come together, and the dad may own this business, and we're saying, hey, get rid of it. That mom's not going to too much appreciate that because now their sustainability is threatened. And I was thinking about like the single plasticware, absolutely, single plasticware not being used. But then I think, here in the United States, I've seen and even talked, and that's another thing too. I think we need to start asking like business owners, why are you doing this? And if it is a monetary, if it's a financial reason, then we think, okay, let me think of alternatives. I think we've got to come out of the consumer consciousness only, and we've got to start saying, okay, let me get outside myself. You know what I mean? And think how, if I were this person, how could I change things so that I can continue to make a living? that single plastic thing. I've seen people, we just started going to restaurants. There still is a consciousness fear regarding COVID and the virus. So I've seen people bring plasticware, not because they don't want to participate in reducing carbon footprints, but their thing is, hey, I'm afraid to use that cutlery. I'm afraid to use it. So what do I do? Do I stay home with my family and say, okay, no, we're not going to go to restaurants because others say don't use single plastic? No, we have to provide an alternative. And while we were sitting here, next time I see that, I have people in my family that bring it. I was just sitting here and I want to thank all of you guys because the idea came, I'm going to share, bring your own cutlery, bring your own silverware when you come to the restaurant. But I just thought of this sitting here. So that tells me that, okay, if I just thought of this sitting here, then that means that other people, it may not have come across their mind. So I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, come on, let's work together, not you versus consumer versus manufacturer, not that. Let's come and work together so that you can still maintain your subsistence strategy. I can maintain my health, and we can protect this planet. That's where I'm at.
Excellent, excellent. I love that, sister. I love that. Together, we are doing something really great. At the same time, we are targeting the cost, we are targeting our pocket. As we said, save our planet, save our pocket. We are going to implement that. I love that. Thank you so much, sister. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And I do have to say, those that may not want, those local businesses that may not want to acquiesce, protest. You hit them in their pocket, they'll change, and then we can start working together. Sometimes you do have to protest. Stand out there and say, okay, we're not going to purchase your product. I start messing with your pocket, bet you're going to change. But I think that's another way that we can start getting together as well. Yeah.
Great, great, great. That's amazing. So over to, I think it's Sister Nishita. Thank you so much, Dr. Anita.
Oh, my
It's
pleasure.
amazing. Thank you, thank you. Sister Nishita, followed by Sister Farana, then Harshada, and we have Maria also. So let's go. I think we've crossed the time, but still I have the buffer for longer time. We can go on. Please go ahead.
Hello to all the lovely sisters there. Hope you're having a great Sunday evening. It's such a pleasure to see you all on this platform talking on something that is so much meaningful and impactful, especially when it is something which is more concentrated and related to kids. I have a very young kid. He's just 6. And when it comes to kids, they are absolutely, they're lured towards things that look attractive, especially when it comes to toys. So we have this small little, the game in the house where we started talking about, let's get back to our basics. We come from a country like India, where we have had toys that have been, having the abilities of enhancing the motor skills of the children, then not just the pieces of plastic. They end up consuming some of them, and they land up even in their stomach. So it's important for them to understand the purpose of having the toy and not just the appearance of it. Right. So yeah, that's how I took the first step as a mother back at home, telling my child that, okay, the thing that you've been purchasing has some impact on the climate as well as on your health. So that's one little initiative that I have taken. Coming to a very recent small story that I would like to share with you guys. Since you know that we are very close to the schools opening after the pandemic, back in he would be going to the school after long 3 years, would be in grade 1. So he's pretty excited for all his, his tiffin box, his water bottle, and all those stuff. And we went to a departmental store. He picked up the most attractive plastic items possible. So we had this small game, and I showed him the possible options in steel, and we literally had bared the cost of breaking few of them. And I showed him, look, the steel ones are more durable, it has low climatic impact. It will stay with you forever, and your items are stronger than ones your friends have.
That's
So
amazing.
he ended up telling me, okay, that's actually a great deal, and we ended up buying some steel items. So that's how, in a small little way, that we start imbibing these qualities in the children back at home. Also, something that I've started teaching him is doing our own compost and trying to develop a self-sustaining garden. So it's also, cultivating a habit of nurturing and caring, because that is going to be a generation that is going to face a difficulty of having cultivable land and get nutritious food. So it's very important for them to learn the kind of products, the way of cultivating things. And at a very tender age of 6, he has realized how much it goes into just raising a plant from a small cotyledon to getting a fruit out of it. So it's a very enriching experience. So he does it all. He waters the plants and he gets his own compost into the plants, and it's such a lovely experience. Uh, so yeah, that's how these are little things that we are trying to do back at home. One more interesting thing that we do is, if we have no plans of shopping and we are just like we are on a walk on the street and we happen to get a plan of buying some fruits, we say that if we are not having a cloth bag, we have to take a walk back home. Every time I step out of the house, he is the one who tells me, Mama, we have to carry a cloth bag. Otherwise, I won't get the fruits that I want.
So sweet.
So that's how we keep on educating each other, and that's how it's helping us. So I feel that even each one of us in small little ways can, start educating our kids, because this then turns into a habit. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I love that. I mean, keep going ahead and inspiring us and you teaching us. It's so nice. I mean, so motivating and encouraging. I love this. I love this. I love this.
It's such an amazing experience to meet each of us. Everybody have a different story to tell, and it is so
Right.
enriching.
Yes,
It was
yes.
beautiful being a part of this panel. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Sister Patience and Sister Farhana, you've raised your hand. So first with Sister Patience, then with Sister Farhana. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. So basically, I've been listening to everyone and I've been taking a few notes on other things as well that maybe I forgot to talk about before. But there was something that Dr. Anita touched about, and also another sister. So the other sister talked about the bags, and I've got these, which has like mesh bags, really. And they've made, so basically, they are reusable as much as you can. And also, and again, as a manufacturer, I remember being challenged as well by one of my consumer who was asking me of the plastic because I was trying to reduce some of the plastic. And this is what I got as a thing. So basically, to sell, to send your product, you could always send them in an actual carton bags, which is not gonna impact on which is not gonna be plastic you're sending. And oh, sorry, yes, somebody's talking. Yeah. And another thing as well. So books, I've changed the way I love books and I love having them in my hand. But the way I've changed it as well is that I'm using a lot more of digital books instead of having, the actual books, because once you've read it and it stays in your house, it's creating more and more, not only, for because we're using the papers, but also the clutter, which is one thing that I've tried to do and put more of minimalistic ways of living, so really being conscious about what I'm buying. For example, in terms of clothes, I don't go and buy clothes. And I think one of the sisters mentioned it as well as Dr. Anita saying that we can reuse and we can upcycle our clothes and use them in, I think she was talking about the saris and how they use the saris in another way. And a lot of the clothes that I wear have been upcycled by other designers who bring it. There's another thing as well that I have a colleague who created a stone to avoid using a certain plastic into the buildings, and it's called Alstone. And I think this is another way of, again, creating this circular economy for us to live in a world without plastic. And I think, what did I put as well? Shampoo. So instead of using shampoo into plastic, you can use shampoo like this, which is simple. You put water and you just rub it on your hair, and that's actually a bar of shampoo. So I think I've said everything now.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's amazing. Shampoo, I like that. You're fortunate enough to have such kind of stuff in Europe. In Asia, we don't get such kind of shampoos. We have to survive on the bottles.
Okay, but because there are ways of actually doing them, which maybe we could share some of the recipes with everyone. I don't know.
Definitely, definitely. That would be really interesting. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you for sharing your tips. Moving to Sister Farhana, she has raised her hand for quite some time. So, sister, please share your thoughts. Sister Farhana?
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sister, you're audible. Only thing we can't see you, probably there's some issue with the camera.
Okay, okay. Actually, first of all, I just want to say hi to everyone, and
now we can
especially
see
to Anita. After this pandemic, it's love to see again, though it's in online, but still we have met 2020 in Egypt. I'm from Assam itself. I'm a journalist, so I am working or doing stories on climate changes. Yes, our state Assam is full of rivers, but still nowadays we are faces challenging regarding this climate changes and all. Uh, as earlier you said about the heat and rains and all everything, same thing has happened here. We are suffering nowadays, though we are from the greenery and full of rivers, but the climate is the heat and the temperature is rising and rising and rising. So that means we are facing the same challenges as the climate change is having. I am also I want to share some stories about, as a journalist, I used to write about the stories how the climate change is taking its toll in here in our places, like because of flood and erosion and flood prone areas where and adding this climate change, we are facing this problem, and mainly the below poverty peoples are now facing this then. So that means we are just going to the best situations. So we are also make our children that to face this situation and as well. So uh, I am not. I'm just actually I am just putting the stories as a whole, not a particular story, but little thing as you are people adding. I just want to add as patient says. Applying this talking about the shampoo and soap, we also can instead of this we can use our here some vegetation product is here, like we use and that what is this called apple mosam hedu ko otenga ki ko elephant apple elephant apple
okay.
you know elephant apple, inside the elephant apple there is the seeds we used to this as a conditioner. So I just that it's come to my mind when you use soda soap made of this vegetation and home product. So I think we have many things here in our place to make you can say we have this potentiality to face the climate change or this coming days with using this little thing like yes, we have this actually in my home also. We used to, my family, my husband, my son, we used to grow a small garden upside of our terrace. So we used to have vegetable from that and it is enjoyable to collect this vegetable also. So we are taking the fresh garden fresh and we're not actually 3 people is enough for us to get this from our terrace. So I think it's some ideas so that we can put in our including our routine life. And as you are telling about the student who are not means little kid who are not knowing about this thing of this how this milk come from, that milk is come from cow, they don't know, they just know that this come in a packet. This type of thing is still prevailing everywhere. So I think I have some suggestion to means in our places, so to take our student to the field visit so that they can identify the flowers, then the herbs, and then so because we have a traditional herbal system, so we used to eat this vegetable and means some herbs to any from green herbs, so like to so that to have this for any kind of disease, whenever we think that it's not first we used to prefer for go to the field, then to the medicine shops, pharmacy, etc. So
Very
I
true.
think yeah.
Very true, sister. What you're saying is good. There is healing in nature. There is healing in naturopathy. And you're holding on to it. It's really good. No need of chemicals to heal our sickness. Herbs are the best.
Yes.
Herbs are the best. I love that. That's amazing.
I used to do this, and I also say many people to go. Why don't you spending money on this? Go and take this herbs. It's available everywhere in our, in our backyard also. So go and collect, and then it will be very helpful for you. So I think sometime I used to write about this thing to just reminder, like a reminder to the people to go to the nature, to our sustainability.
Excellent, excellent, amazing, sister. That's wonderful, amazing experience. Over to Sister Maria. Sister Maria. I don't know if she's, yeah, there she is. Sister, you're on mute.
Hi, everyone. I am here from New Jersey. I am from the team of Dr. Anita, Wellness and Wisdom. I really don't have anything else to add because I have heard all the effort that all of you are leading in your homes and your families. Environment, yes, is very dear to me. I start working on it. I have 2 passions: special education, mental health, and the environment. And I start working on the environment in 2008 with the president of Dr. Obama as the volunteer. So you pretty much are doing what we are doing in Jersey as well. Um, I just want to share something that's funny. We recently moved to plastic. We had a plastic bags ban. We started in May, and I belong to the Commission of the Environment in my town. So we went to the supermarkets to give uh, the people that were coming in to buy the reusable bags. And we have been doing a campaign over a year telling them, look, in May 5th, no more plastic bags, we're going to be gone. And they look at us and we're doing that. What are you giving us bags? Well, because on Saturday they won't be bags here. How are you gonna get your groceries? And it was funny to see that although there was a campaign, there was little awareness. And why are you giving us this back? Do we have to pay for them? Is this a scam? No, it's not a scam. They're for free. They're from the town. Next week, they're not going to be back. How are you going to carry your vegetables home? So, what you're doing at home is important because when we look at these families, it seems like it doesn't matter how much media or news or articles are written about it, they were not paying attention for whatever reason or whatever challenge they had in their life. Um, I like, I heard what other schools and families are doing, and I commend you for that. Um, they can, in my town's high school, the kids were making, they were using old fabric to be curtains or pillowcases, and they were making reusable bags of clothing for their parents because they knew the ban was coming. So I don't want to add anymore. I've heard so much. I'm learning so much from all of you. And I agree with Dr. Anita. If we don't have a behavior that replaces another one, we're gonna make our own that is probably gonna harm us more. Um, and that's the principle of behavior therapy. We want to change the behavior in a kid, so we can, for example, we want to remove a pinky. Well, we cannot let a kid without a pinky without giving him something else. Otherwise, he's going to do something different. Um, it is true. That's what we do. And great job. And I'm not going to hold you anymore, but thank you for having me here.
Thank you, sister. Amazing. What you shared is amazing. What you shared, I mean, emphasizing and pushing people to go about buying bags on Saturdays, not just buying, going ahead and encouraging them from moving away from plastic. That's really amazing.
But they would say,
I
how
mean,
much are they? No, they're for you. But what are you giving us? Don't you think the news May 5th? And here in Jersey, there's no more plastic bags in supermarkets. Or only in restaurants they have some. If we are buying meat. There's some places, styrofoam is also banned, and the, oh God, I forgot, and the straws are banned as well. But it's just how much awareness we have to bring, because even with all of that, they were looking at us like, what are you facing? Why are you giving us this bad?
that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. There is, I guess everybody had a chance to talk except for one sister. I don't know her name. It's SSA Hyderabad. Or SSAHYD1. I don't know the name. Sister, if you can come and talk, I see you on hold. Sister, can you come on online? I don't think she's able to hear us. Sister, can you come online? I don't think. Anyways, anybody else would like to add anything over here as we are going to end because we've already overshot our time. Always happens. We tend to talk, we get involved, and it goes on and on and on. Anybody else would like to add anything? So great.
So
Thanks.
just
Yeah.
just one thing I wanted to say, about taking it further into business also. Like in the end, somebody was mentioning that if it's not feasible to our business, to our where our work environment, they're not going to do it. And so yeah, right now it's a little bit tougher in some countries, but I'm here to say that they are there, the resources are there. Just very simple example, just a few years back, I mean, just my for my client, I was doing some work from some products I was making for them, for her. And it's just that because it has to come from within, and when it it's like that will, when it comes to, I knew at once that there is no way I'm going to use paper product. It's a journal I was making. I said, I'm not going to use paper. I knew for sure. I don't care how big, how many how many copies. So I just literally, Googled seriously, and just, just saw some product, just say, recycled product. Sometimes it could be as simple as that, is what I'm trying to say, that, I just Google and say recycled journals, recycled paper journals. Okay. And so like I designed this whole thing for my client, and all the design, and then I just I said, okay, I found this company, as and I said, okay, I just call them, let's just see what happens, or email them or whatever. Guess what? So now, this was years ago. Now I make in different countries, meaning like if you want a journal in UK, I have a source in UK, because then, just producing locally, versus getting transported all the way from India or some other country is another issue, right? So now I am just started with that little seed. I'm telling you, now I am packed. I'm so comfortable. You tell me whichever country you want anything, I will get it done in that country and give it to you. So because they're getting it done, it's just that they're in a very small scale or very unknown. But you know what? Google, just Google them. So that's the best, and bring them up into our thing, and let's make them known. Let's make those little companies known. And so the same way I've started with Barcelona also. I mean, amazing number of companies that have.
I think the net connectivity is gone again. Ah, she's back. Sister, we can't hear you. Probably you're on mute.
Looks
You're
like
on mute.
and I'm sorry, but yeah, basically that's what I'm saying. It's just that they could be right in your backyard, is what I'm saying. It's just that they're still an unknown company. So once you make that intention, saying that you want, it could be a scarf, it could be a silk product, versus it could be a book paper, a recycled paper. They're making amazing products with recycled paper, recycled handmade paper. I mean, they're out there, and I've been finding them. How am I finding them and not others? So it's just that, you just, and this is what I do, for my clients. So like, that's what I'm saying. So just, they're there, they're just very tiny. So they just wanted to give that out.
Excellent. That's wonderful. That's like you're encouraging go vocal for local.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. Go, okay. And not only, even if you don't find it in the local spot, but you're finding something that's recyclable, and they're making products. I found jute scarves. I found, I'm telling you, handmade paper books. I found. I wish I had a list now, but they're all over there. Oh, there's a whole interiors, like plaster, all the way to plaster to the product, interiors products that are completely sustainable. There is glass. There is so many products that are being made, and there are industries doing that. I mean, they're tiny to medium size, but there are industries doing that. And I feel like I'm on a rampage to just go look for them, and I put it up in my group or whatever, So, but they're there, and there are plates. There are dinner plates. Oh, don't get me started on dinner plates made of leaves. They're just adorable. They're just so beautiful. I mean, and a lot of them are made in India, but then there are a lot of made in other countries too. And dinner plates, okay, they're made of leaf. You would not believe how beautiful they look, you know. So I'm telling, so that kind of, and even the bowls, and I collect them all. I'm crazy that way. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So just, you know, they're there, you know, there are companies that are doing industry standard products like that.
Great. That's amazing. That's amazing. It was really wonderful today having all you sisters, and we shared such amazing, world-changing thoughts. And really, I mean, when I shared with Sister Anita and Sister Patience about mothers getting involved, I had in my heart is mothers can bring that churn and we can go about doing a great thing. And it's really great. Yes, Sister Nishita, I think we'll go with you and then close. Please go ahead and share.
I just thought that popped up while all of the lovely ladies were speaking out there. Was just wanted to end the conversation saying that I think it should be a conscious thing among all of us these days. Whether are we really paying for the product or are we paying for the packaging? So most of the FMCG products that we buy, we end up paying repeatedly more on the packaging than on for the product. So I think if one of those things is kept in our mind, I think we'll do a little bit of actually adding on to the pile of the plastic that is being generated. So that was one thought that I just wanted to share. Thank you.
Great. That's amazing. That's really good because we pay more for packaging. Especially in India, we don't get that solid shampoo. We get the liquid. We are paying for the liquid thing. Sister Harshada, I was waiting for you. She missed out. Please share your thoughts, dear. I really missed you. Thank you for joining. Love you for it. Please go ahead. You're on mute, dear.
Sorry.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. As you know, I am a very regular traveler.
Yes.
So I prefer and I usually, the nature safety and these things I usually follow. It includes all like the plastic as well as the cleanliness also. So I force people to follow this. Even I carry my own bottle, not a plastic one, but the regular one, so that I will just refill that water into that, and I will avoid the plastic use. So these
Right.
are some ways I prefer.
Yes, yes. And I see you very close to the nature. I really feel very, very intimidated and I feel so jealous of Sister Harshada, which I must share. She
Yes,
travels
yes,
around the moment she gets a chance, she goes into the nature, she's doing trekking, she's
yes,
there
yes,
in amidst the
yes.
nature, and that really intrigues me. And I'm like, wow, he's doing it. I wish I could
So,
do it.
so it will not be an exhausting if I say that nature is a god for me.
Yes, agree, agree.
So I take care of my god very well.
Great.
Even when I even if when I do the scuba dive, I usually avoid any plastic on my body also, so that the water animal will not get affected by this.
That's excellent. That's excellent. You're saving the oceans by that. Whichever ocean or
Yes,
sea you're doing. Great. That's
yes, yes.
amazing, sister.
Because
Great.
we are here just because of this nature. If the nature is bad, we cannot survive.
Yes, yes. Great. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Again, thank
Thank
you
you.
all the sisters who participated in today's session and made it a super
Thank you,
successful
sisters.
thing. In a little while, I will download the link and probably share the link from the YouTube so that all of you can see it and share it in your community. We'll definitely implement the tips and let's start sharing these tips on social media. And we'll have our next session in 3 months where we will go about again brainstorming about some more stuff to say no to single use plastic and get more sustainable in our day to day living. How we can become the policy and procedural changes, not just in our family, but go to our government level and do it. Support the government, push the government, and encourage the government. That's what, let's do that. Thank you, sister. Love you all loads.
Thank
and great that we did something amazing. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you more. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.